Because every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man. What's up, you guys? This is AJ coming to you once again from the Thwip side, and tonight I wanted to share with you my review of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home Armadillo Build-A-Figure Wave comic version Morlun, No Way Home Jonah Jameson, and comic version Shriek. So as you can see, I already have them out of the packaging, but if you wanted to see the packaging real quick, we have Shriek. You get artwork of Shriek here, artwork of Shriek here, artwork of Shriek there, bio, mumbo jumbo. For Morlun, artwork, 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 and bio. You guessed it, mumbo jumbo. Jonah Jameson, artwork with Spidey, JJ with Spidey, just JJ, bio, mumbo jumbo. I will say I do like the insert, the Daily Bugle. Start off by taking a look at No Way Home Triple J, and not much to go over presentation wise. It's just Triple J in a suit. The suit does do a good job. We got shirt and some appropriate wrinkles and pockets, wrinkles down the arm, nice seam line in the back, down the back, collar, wrinkled pants, and some decent shoes. And of course, with JJ, it's all about the head and his expressions, and it does a good job. This figure does a good job of representing the actor well, good likeness, but I am disappointed in this head's facial expression. I know it's supposed to be like a yelling expression, like JJ's very loud and boisterous, but see closely, I don't know, it's something with, I think the top teeth are like too big in a way, if you can see. And it kind of, instead of yelling, he kind of looks like a doofus to me. So while the likeness is good, he looks doofy. He does have the appropriate gray hair. In the package, he comes with a pointy finger, of course, Parker. And then we get also an alternate head, which is just like a stationary head, which is cool. And sadly, this head to me is kind of boring. So I will display it with this head, even though this head is disappointing. But this is too boring to keep on him, I think. And then he also comes with two flat hands. And which one has it? But I think if you can see it, he had a nice little detail on the hand. He has a ring. And I went back and checked to make sure on the fisted hand, he does have the ring there too. For articulation, he can look up that far, bury the chin, which is cool. Of course, side to side, some great tilt. His arm will go up. It's tight like that. Of course, it rotates around all the way. Bicep, double jointed elbows to go all the way up, which is cool. His hands, of course, rotate and they hinge, but the cuff hinders the hinge of his sleeve. Down here, it gets disappointing. He does have waist articulation. I think he might have something underneath this suit jacket, but it hinders it. You can see where it's trying to crunch, but can't. So very stationary, and you just basically get waist. Going to the legs, he kicks up that far. Back, not so much. Oh, it's so tight, I think. He only goes that far, but it feels like I'm going to stress the peg too. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees that go really far up. And then he's got the rocker. And then goes back that far for the foot. And only up forward that far. Crashes into here a little bit. Next up, we're going to do comic version Morlun, which is basically another guy in a suit, but this suit is much more interesting than JJ's. We'll start at the head. Pretty cool facial expression. I love the red eyes. Then he's got the hair sweeps down, long hair in the back. Then he's got this like jewel, and it looks like an ascot that's part of his blue shirt as well. Then you got this silvery vest, silver gray, with some nice black buttons. Then you got the coat that has the long, I don't know what they call these, tails. Silver buttons punched in the back, some cool wrinkles down the arm, these big cuffs, some more silver buttons, and then some nice pants, and another pair of cool shoes that look almost like JJ's. And of course, his little bit oddly proportioned vampiric hands that have the power sucking hands, because he's not a real vampire. He attacks animal totems like Spider-Man, who's totem of the spider, of course. But yeah, I think that's a cool little feature they have that in there. Kind of reminds me of the Spider-Man animated show from the 90s, Morbius. He had things similar to that because they didn't want to show him sucking blood, so he would drain plasma from these little red dots in his hand. So yeah, really like how he looks. Came out pretty cool looking. He also comes with a more menacing head. And that is cool. Same style, red eyes. I think I like this one better because it's like a dapper vampire, like you see him in social functions, kind of like you see in the movies and things. So I can't decide. I'll probably end up switching in and out depending on my mood as I display him. But yeah, I think he's really cool looking. For articulation, because of course in the long hair, can't really get back at all. You can get forward a little. Very little tilt, and of course side to side. Arms will go up and all the way around and come up about that far. Then you get the bicep, which is getting loose. He was really tight out of the package. He's loosening up nicely. Elbows go that far. The big cuff kind of blocks it, but still decent amount. Then you get wrist swivel, and then it does hinge. It once again kind of hindered by the cuff. And then you get waist articulation, and again, I think there's something going on in there. So you do get a tiny bit of crunch because this all hinders it. And then his leg will go forward like that. Not back at all. Out that far. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Go up about that far. And then you get the rocker. Ankle back pretty far. And up a little bit before it crashes into here. And last but not least, we have the comic version Shriek. And surprisingly, I really love this figure. It's very plain. She's very plain, but I don't know, something about it. I think it's the personality in her face. It's just got so much personality. I mean, everything else is pretty much plain. I mean, black suit with some white detail, some white glove. Oh no, that's her skin. Wanted to say gloves. And the white detail goes around. She does have this silver grayish belt, and then she has this one bracelet, and then just black body the rest of the way down. But that face does a lot. I mean, really, so much personality. Which is really cool. She's got the blanked out eye, the black star type pattern. Yeah, that's a star. Little black up on her chin, black lipstick, and then she's got some earrings. So yeah, pretty cool. Unfortunately, although her facial expressions and her head sculpt give her tons of personality, like I keep saying. It also hinders articulation in the head area because of the hair going down here and coming down on her shoulders. You get like nothing. You can get a little side to side. It drags on the shoulder, this piece. And you can barely get any forward, surprisingly, either, looking down. So yeah, very immobile in the head. But in her arms, they do go up that far. You get the bicep swivel. You do get the, pinless double jointed elbows. They go all the way up. Awesome. And then you get her wrist rotation, and they hinge very nicely. Actually, almost, they're very loose. But at least you're not cranking on them and worried about snapping such thin pegs. Torso articulation is really nice. You get a lot of tilt and rotation. Arches way back. Crunches quite a bit. Get that hand out of the way. Crunches a little bit forward. Kicks up really far. Back not so much. Out decent. Thigh swivel. Ugh, really tight double jointed knees that go that far. Then you get the rocker, of course. It's pretty tight on this one. Her ankle is also tight, but goes forward that far. Back that far. So yeah, once you get past the head, pretty decent articulation. Accessories, she comes with 2 fists. Tiny fists. And for some weird reason, 2 grip hands. 2 grip hands. Not sure why we got the grip hands, but not going to complain about accessories. Bottom line for me is I'm really happy to get 3 new characters on my shelf. As far as JJ goes, it does his job being in the suit, but it is kind of disappointing. His facial expression, like I said in his overview of him, the big teeth on the top make him look more doofy than yelling in a lot of ways. Here, not so much, but in a lot of other angles and poses, it does look doofy. The other head doesn't really do much for me, quite boring. Still happy to have another movie character, especially one that shares time in the Sonyverse and the MCU. Morlun, whether you love him or hate him, very important Spider-Man villain as of late in more recent times. And I just think he looks really cool. A dashing vampire like that always will look good on the shelf. But a standout to me and a surprise is Shriek. Basic, plain old body, almost as plain you can make a case for as a suit, just like with the white pattern or whatever. But I'll say it again, the face does it all for me. Just such like presence. I just love that facial expression, and it just kind of won me over. So surprisingly, she's the standout of the 3. And that'll about do it. Please comment and tell me what you guys think. I will be doing the rest of the wave very soon, and then I'll build the Armadillo, and we'll take a look at him as well. With that being said, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, tapping that like button, and hitting that notification bell, and I will catch you guys all right back here on the Thwip side. Later.